Hi Pisces, how are we today? I'm just doing our weekly readings. This week we are looking at the next 3 months for career and finances. Okay, so let's see what's going on for everybody with that. I have just I've lost my voice over the New Year's, so sorry if I do sort of get a bit husky, or I have been coughing a little bit, just trying to find my voice again. It's only just sort of come back, so we'll see how we go. I am just sort of having difficulties, talking for extended amounts of time, so I just sort of would let you know about that. But please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate that. And this week we are using, I've got the Soul's Journey lesson cards. We're going to be grabbing a bit of an overview with those. I also have the Magpie Lenormand that we're going to be looking at career, and then the Dreaming Lenormand when we're looking at your finances as well. Okay, so January, February, March, what is going on for Pisces with career and finances? Like I said, just starting off with an overview for each of those months, and then we'll sort of move into a bit more detail for you. Okay, Pisces. Wow, heaps of people have been getting that there you go. We've got some double up cards. It's amazing sometimes how, there's, like 30 or 40 cards in each deck, and then we do get double ups of what I've been seeing in some of our other signs this week already. We firstly have the imagination card for January for you there. So I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. So, getting creative this first month of 2024 when it comes to your career potential and your financial potential. Getting a bit creative with it, letting your imagination run wild, Pisces. Okay, Pisces, January, career. What's going on for Pisces with their career in January, please? Okay, so Pisces, we are seeing, to start us off there, we do have the ship energy. Okay, so starting some sort of new journey for yourself within career focus. For some of you, this definitely could be talking about travel, needing to travel for your career, or just close the distance a little bit. It feels like it does kind of feel like, Pisces, that your career is a few steps away, and you're needing to actually, pull yourself closer to where you want to be when it comes to your career. So I'm not sure exactly what that means, but it's kind of like there's just a bit of a gap between you and what you truly want with your career. I feel you maybe are just sort of holding yourself back from something, holding yourself a little bit separate to work and career stuff at the moment. I feel like maybe holding back a little bit here and needing to just sort of, cover that distance, close that distance between yourself and your career version of yourself. Okay, so maybe needing to put in just a little bit more work to really get to where you want to be with your career stuff at the moment. Being ready to sort of start some sort of adventures for yourself within your career. But we do also have here, I've got the whip, which is followed by the moon energy. So this actually kind of does let me know that you've got some inner conflict going on here. The whip really does talk about conflict, a bit of tension and trouble. But I feel like with the moon on that there, it's really talking about, emotional challenges and tension within yourself, this emotional conflict within yourself, and maybe that's why you're holding yourself back a little bit from, fully immersing yourself in your job, your career stuff there. It does just feel as though, you yourself are having just a little bit of conflict about what it is that you want out of your career, what you're gaining from that emotionally, whether you're, I feel like for a couple of you, there is this element of you know, you've got quite a lot of emotion just going on around you in your personal life, and it is actually, you know, starting to cause you some drama, holding you, you know, too far away from your career focus here. So you know, it does really just feel like this is all just within you yourself though, Pisces. So you know, I will just bring you back to that imagination card once again, and you know, closing that distance between yourself and career focus, you know, with your creative side. Maybe that's all that's needed here, Pisces, is to just put a bit of a creative spin on it for yourself, and really embrace that a little bit more for yourself. You know, creatively let your imagination run wild, and I just feel as though you know, there's just something about you just being a little bit emotional when it comes to work and career stuff. You know, holding yourself back from you know, fully jumping on in to your career, and following your truth when it comes to what you're wanting out of your career here, Pisces. So very interesting energy, but we'll have a look, you know, as we go through into February and March. We'll see how that plays out for you with your career. But firstly, we'll have a look at your financial aspects for January. Pisces, what's going on for Pisces financial January? So we do see financially things do seem to be pretty good around you, Pisces. We do have the clover firstly there, so you know, that is the card of good luck, good fortune surrounds you at the moment. So you know, definitely having some good luck with finances. It does also let us know that there is this opportunity for you to take some risks, to take a bit of a chance financially. Sometimes that can talk about, you know, things like investments, stocks, those sorts of things, taking a bit of a gamble. But really, I do feel it's blended here with this flowers energy, the bouquet there, which it's kind of telling us that it's you can actually take a bit of a chance, take a bit of a risk to give a little bit more financially, you know, maybe spend a little bit more than what you normally would be spending on certain things. This is a very sort of rewarding element here. So it's kind of like rewarding yourself financially for all your hard work and all that sort of stuff, you know, but it's that reciprocal energy as well. So, you know, being able to take a chance on time, love, energy, not only giving those you know, to yourself financially, but also receiving that financially as well. So definitely this sense here that, you know, for some of you, you know, with those two cards together, with that being a reward card, and then seeing the clover there as well with that good luck, the good fortune, for some of you, you definitely may be you know, winning some sort of financial gain during January. It does sometimes come across as that winning kind of thing. It could just be that, you know, investments are paying off well for you. You're giving your all when it comes to investing things, taking chances to invest things, and it's paying off really well for you. Because I feel that even with that energy there, we have the masculine as well, so you're really thinking things through logically when it's looking at finances as well. So I feel like these, you know, these you know, chances that you're taking, the risks that you might be taking, the energy that you're putting into things financially, the time that you're putting into things financially, you are actually thinking about it very logically, and very, you know, being very clever about what you're investing in, you know, where you're investing your money, and who you're investing your money in. You know, so I do feel as though there is a very strong element of you, you know, trying to control, you know, the more emotional spending kind of stuff, and just thinking about money in a much more logical, clever kind of way. So there is a very smart aspect coming through there as well, where you are sort of spreading your wings, I kind of feel, with that there, but you know, using your imagination in a clever way to really bring about the best potential fortune for yourself, and giving to the right things rather than giving financially to the wrong things. You do seem to be giving to the right things here, and using your imagination in a very clever way when it comes to your actual finances. So it just remains to be seen, I suppose, with that career stuff. There is just that it doesn't feel like anything hugely dramatic. It's just feeling like a bit of a hiccup, that inner conflict over over whether you are actually, you know, steering your ship in the right direction career wise, I feel. And you know, but we do see a pretty good balance there, though. You know, career, we do have the emotions coming through, but then with finances we've got the logic. So you know, there is that balance between work and money, you know, coming through, but it's just a matter of I feel like it's just a matter of seeing where we're heading with that career stuff. You know, in February we do have the service card coming through. So that does say, I feel good when I can help others. So I kind of feel as though that may be a little bit of advice for you with this career stuff going on in January, that, you know, you may be feeling as though you're not steering your ship in the right direction, having a little bit of inner conflict. But if you take that into mind, that will sort of write the course for you. That you know, you do feel good when you're helping others, and sort of, I feel like for a lot of you, that's that being of service to others in some way, shape or form within your career is actually going to help get you back on the right track with that. But we'll have a look at what wants to come out specifically there. Okay, Pisces, what's going on in February for Pisces with their career? That one really wants to jump out today. That's the second time I've had that same card jumping out in different decks. So any jumpers that I am sort of taking them a little bit more as overview sort of energy. We do have the book has jumped out for you there. So it's really about, you know, February starting new chapters of, you know, helping others and putting that in the forefront of your mind when it comes to your career of, you know, if I do this, I can actually be of service to the, you know, whether it's co-workers or clients or whatever it is within your career yourself. You know, starting some sort of new chapters, and there may be some higher learning that you're wanting to undertake when it comes to your actual career as well with that book energy. Okay, but we do have the birds coming through there. With the ring alongside that, and then that was followed through with the clouds. Okay, so with this particular energy here, Pisces, we do see that the birds is all about conversations taking place. I do feel as though this is you kind of really having a deeper meaningful with yourself, I feel, about this ring energy. You know, there may be, for a couple of you, there may be some conversations about the relationships between you and others in the workplace, that kind of energy, the relationships between you and clients. Like we said, we saw with that service energy that, you know, that you maybe are feeling that there's just some extra ways that you can actually be helping others around you just a little bit more. With that book flying out, it may be that you are kind of feeling as though maybe you need to educate others around you just a little bit more, rather than you yourself needing that extra education. But it could go either way. Take that as that resonates, guys. But those conversations around you. So I do feel that for a lot of you, you know, you may be having conversations with people in the workplace, with clients, about how we can strengthen these relationships in the workplace with clients, but also looking at, you know, how can we strengthen the cycles that we're finding ourselves in just within the career scope in general. So for those of you where you are sort of having a big deep D&M with yourself, it's kind of all about the cycles that you're finding yourself, the relationship that you yourself have to your career. You know, is, you know, I just feel like, you know, we do see that energy, you know, with you in January there, you know, maybe a little bit of self-conflicted emotion going on. And I feel like this is you so really having that D&M with yourself about, you know, do I have a strong relationship with this career? You know, is this relationship between, you know, the service I'm offering to others, is this really suiting me? Is this what I want to be doing? That kind of energy. And it kind of puts you deep in thought here. We do have the clouds coming through there, which really does, once again, it shows us that you're trying to think things through quite logically. You are having those conversations in a very logical manner, but it also does sort of show us that you may also be prone to overthinking this. Come February, you may be sort of overthinking certain things, and especially relationships between you and others. Like I said, once again, I'm feeling for some of you this is, relationships with co-workers, and for others of you this is more along the lines of with clients or customers. But your relationships with others within your career space, you may be tending to overthink those relationships, and feel as though that you need to be more of service when you maybe don't. Okay, so if you are feeling, that you do need to be of service, or you need others to be of service to you, really thinking about following your intuition a little bit there, and following the positive feelings, because that service card does say, I feel good when I can help others. So, follow those good feelings, and if it feels good to help those people or be helped by those people, go for it. Don't overthink it, just do it kind of energy. But because we do find that you may be sort of clouding your own judgment here by overthinking a little bit here, Pisces. So just be careful of that. And I feel like just make some sort of brash decisions for yourself, rather than allowing yourself to overthink and talk to, having these D&Ms with yourself about your relationship to the career. Yes, have the big conversation with yourself, but also be very careful to not sort of get yourself in this state where you're stressing and overthinking about it and making yourself anxious about it. I feel like there's the need for some sort of brash decisions here, where you're thinking things through clearly and not allowing your judgment to actually get to that point where it's getting clouded and murky. All right, but we'll have a look at the financial side of February. Okay, Pisces, what's going on for Pisces in February with finances, please? Okay, so firstly, we have the whip energy, Pisces. So we're seeing some repeated cards, crossing over for you here between career and finances. So we did see this in January for your actual career, that inner conflict once again. But I do feel for your finances in February that this is actually like fighting against something, fighting like some sort of conflict, like an argument over money with someone in specific here. I feel like it's it's kind of giving me that energy of like, it definitely does feel like it might be linked to career here as well, especially when we're looking at the relationships between you and others within the workplace, and within clients and that sort of thing, because it is really giving me that energy of having an argument with a client about you owe me this money for this service and they're not wanting to pay you, or that kind of thing, and so really focusing on what is it more important for you to get the full amount of the payment, or is the relationship with that customer more important here? It's really bringing that kind of stuff to mind here with that energy, because it has come through with the rider. Okay, and the rider does bring things through pretty quickly, something happening kind of really quickly. It usually does talk about good news on the way, but I'm kind of feeling that it's like this news is more troubling news, more argumentative kind of news coming through, that someone's not paying something, someone is telling them maybe you owe them money. It's also giving me that vibe of like an unexpected debt that you weren't aware of, something that you thought you'd paid it all off, but you hadn't. And here's the news coming through, like, because a lot of the time this can actually be like, I'm seeing sort of paperwork coming through that sort of just causes a bit of trouble and tension for you, a bit of conflict for you, where you're having to sort of check the fine print. With the writer, though, it is usually a very positive sort of energy. So it does feel like this quarrel is going to be resolved pretty quickly, and it's not going to be any lasting drama. But it definitely could be something along the lines of, you're receiving a letter saying, oh, you owe us this money, and then you're checking the fine print and you're like, actually I don't, and you sort of ring them up and have a bit of an argument with them about, look, you might want to double check your records, that's already been paid. And then they, it may be a little bit of a struggle, but then when they finally check, they're like, oh, good news, you're right, you don't owe us anything. That's what I'm sort of getting from that there, Pisces. I do feel as though it is kind of resulting in a positive a positive outcome here, but it just sort of does give us a bit of struggle going on there, a little bit of conflict with you and somebody else. And once again, we are seeing the clouds energy. So once again, though, it's not giving me the overthinking kind of vibe here. It's actually giving me just that reminder to keep your thoughts clear, concise. Don't allow your judgment to be clouded. Stick to the facts is kind of what I'm getting here. It may be somebody else's. Once again, it's feeling like there's somebody else involved in the financial stuff here for February, and it does feel as though maybe they're the ones that are confused. They're the ones that are a bit clouded. They're just not seeing things fully clearly. And here comes Pisces, saying, look, I just want to double check this. I just, I want to help you guys out, but I'm also trying to help myself out. And it's just feeling like we've got some crossed wires here. There's a bit of conflict that doesn't need to be here. And it's kind of like you kind of parting those clouds and you finding the silver lining here. And then all of a sudden the clouds sort of dissipate, and that's feeling like it's resolved relatively quickly. Just clarify, a clarification message for Pisces February finances, please. Yeah, so we're getting the anchor there. So, be secure, be very secure and sure about where just hold tight. I want to say hold tight, and you will see yourself through this. It just feels like a little bit of argumentative stuff with finances, like I said, just with that they're saying you owe something, you're saying you don't, and then it's just a bit of and then it's all fine. Okay, so just be secure in knowing that you're right, sort of vibe coming through there with that one, Pisces. Then looking into March, we do have the friendship card coming out for you for career and finances. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. Okay, so for a lot of you, this is going to be talking about, once again, your relationships with, people that you work with, that sort of stuff, relying on the friendship component with, employee relations sort of stuff. But for others of you, this definitely could talk about, relying on a friend for advice financially, giving a friend advice financially, that sort of thing as well. So we'll delve into that a bit. Okay, Pisces. What's going on for Pisces in March with career, please? Yeah, so we've got the lily here. So straight away, this is letting us know that this is a long-standing relationship, within your career that we are kind of looking at here. And once again, it may not be, I'm kind of getting the vibe that for a couple of you, this is more so along the lines of, you know, like turning to a friend for advice. So even though they're not involved directly in your career, that you may be sort of asking them for some sort of advice. So, but especially with what I'm seeing here, because it's somebody that you can be very emotionally intimate with, and it's kind of a long-standing friend there, I do feel, and they're kind of revealing something to you. We do have the sun here, so they're bringing some things to light for you. I feel as though it's just that objective perspective, and we do also have the heart energy here. So it's kind of like they're kind of bringing it to light, making you sort of realize how much you do love what you're doing here, and you do, you know, they're helping you refine that passion, that you know, that love between you and your career, whatever it is that you're doing within your career. This person really is helping you bring that you know, bring your heart out to shine a little bit here, Pisces. That you know, coming from that heart space, rather than, you know, I've just got to go and do the grind and all that sort of stuff. That, you know, finding what you love about the career that you're in, and I just feel here that, you know, it's kind of that. I'm just getting that vibe of someone sort of saying, you know, a close friend sort of saying to you that, Pisces, if you didn't love it, you've been doing it for 20, 30 years now. If there wasn't something about it that you loved, you wouldn't still be there. And that's kind of just, you know, they're just sort of saying something that makes you realize that, oh, well, I do really love this about it, and I love this about it, and it's kind of, I just feel like it's just you reconnecting to your love for something within your career, whether it's the career as a whole, or certain things within your career. You know, once again, I feel like for some of you, it's that service that I do feel good when I can help other people, and you know, they're revealing that to you, that I do feel happy, and I do feel like I love helping others, and I do feel that for a lot of you, that's what that's sort of talking about. For a couple of you there, I'm just sort of picking up that there's a couple of you involved in the health industry, you know, more so like retirement home, you know, aged care facility, aged care stuff, you know, because this can talk about end of life type career stuff as well. So, you know, especially, you know, here in it, that's the lily energy, and here in Australia, one of the funeral services we have is called White Lily Funerals, and I'm just getting shown that imagery right about now as well. So it's kind of just you reconnecting to the whole idea of, you know, regardless of if that is your industry or not, it's you connecting to the where am I going to be within my career in 30 years from now, and you kind of finding that, you know, having that personal revelation about, I want to do something that I love, I want to do something that makes me happy, and you're just sort of reconnecting yourself to what is it that makes me happy and makes me, you know, love going to work every day, and you're just sort of reconnecting to that stuff for yourself here, Pisces. And I do just feel that for a lot of you, this is connected strongly to a specific person that you have sort of probably a long-standing relationship with. Okay, we'll have a look at finances for March for you, Pisces. Pisces, finances for March for Pisces, please. Okay. So we do have, once again, it's reconnecting with that heart space, with what you doing, what you love. We do have the stork, which is, you know, finding new ideas on new income streams, ways to stir up new income for yourself, get more money, new, you know, it really stirs up brand new energy when it comes to money for yourself here. We do have the garden there, so I do feel that for a lot of you, this is some sort of social aspect. A friend, you know, this friendship aspect is coming through strong, that you know, it may be, you know, meeting up with a friend, having business meetings to really stir up some new ideas on how to, you know, gain more money, how to get, you know, there may be some sort of social media type thing that we're looking into to help gain, you know, more income when it comes to March. That definitely could be talking about social media. it is the social card. But once again, we've got that friendship overview energy. So friends helping you stir up new energy for yourself financially, and really making you sort of, I do have the crossroad here as well, which I do feel as though, for some of you, this is talking about you choosing to, have a higher social involvement financially. But for others of you, this is talking about, you're on the right path here. You really are on the right path, and I feel like you just need to hear that out loud, that you are on the right path here, Pisces. And financially speaking, it's kind of opening you up a little bit. I feel like you're meeting new opportunities with, and new chances, new choices in finances, new things that you're actually being able to open up here, and have a bit more of a active decision in social, your social financial stuff, so that you may actually be able to choose to go to more events and those sorts of things as well. There is definitely, it just feels like new money, or new idea generation of how to, open yourself up to be able to, gain more money, to be able to do, make these more event choices type stuff, where you can go to more events and you can, be involved in more socially, than what you may currently be. So for some of you, that's coming through as charity based stuff. All right, you maybe, have some sort of new idea on how to open yourself up, so like with social stuff in that aspect, charity type energy, but overall on the right path, Pisces are definitely on the right path, financially in the long run here. Okay, so even though we may just have a little bit of a hiccup in February, it does feel as though it's all resolving pretty well for you, and you actually are opening up to, stronger financial opportunities overall for yourself here, Pisces, which can't complain with that. All right. But that's what we have for you, Pisces. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. But hopefully I'll see you all again soon.